Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be doing a third quarter 2022 earnings results analysis for Etsy. And we can see right here from this stock chart that over the last year, Etsy has fallen by about 60% in the same time period that the S&P 500 has fallen by about 16%. So they are definitely really underperforming the market at the moment. But interestingly enough, we can see right here that around June, they reached some of their yearly lows of around $75 to $76 per share, or $71 per share as we see right here. But now their share price is up to about $114 per share. So even though they're down 61% over the last year, they have recovered quite a bit from their yearly lows of around $70 per share around May to June of 2022. So we're interested to see where this stock goes from here. But basically in this video, I'm just going to figure out what their growth projections are based on their earnings results for the third quarter of 2022. And then I'm going to figure out if this is a good buying price to buy into the stock from a value investing perspective by figuring out the intrinsic value per share of Etsy stock. And so before we do that, I just want to go into detail into this article that I found regarding Etsy after their third quarter earnings results announcement. And we can see the 2 points they make right out of the gate include the fact that Etsy reported better than expected sales for their third quarter, and as a result, their shares surged in Wednesday trading when they announced their earnings. And so we can see it increased by about 10% when they announced their earnings, so that's pretty good, especially considering the fact that Etsy needs all the help they can get right now, considering the fact that their stock is down this much over the last year or so. But on top of that, if I scroll down here, we can see in this paragraph, they point out how in the third quarter, even though their revenues beat analysts' earnings, they experienced a net loss of around $963 million. And that came mainly as a result of a goodwill impairment charge on some of their past acquired companies, which unfortunately turned out to not really be worth the amount of money Etsy paid to acquire them at the time of acquisition. On top of that, we can see right here in this paragraph that they point out that investors have been watching a lot of these e-commerce companies pretty closely, like Etsy, eBay, and of course Amazon, mainly because they're currently concerned about inflation and the impact that that's going to have on customers' buying behavior, which could obviously positively or negatively impact a lot of these e-commerce companies that are trying to capitalize on the holidays that are coming up in November and December, obviously. And so obviously if, customers aren't buying products, that's going to have a very negative impact on Etsy's earnings growth in the fourth quarter year over year. And so right here, this is their balance sheet for the third quarter of 2022 compared to the fourth quarter of 2021. We can see that their total assets during that period have declined from about $3.8 billion to about $2.45 billion, mainly as a result of that goodwill impairment charge, as we can see right here, decreasing from about $1.3 billion worth of goodwill to only $135 million worth of goodwill. And then on top of that, we can see that as a result of that impairment charge, they ended up experiencing an accumulated deficit as opposed to retained earnings year over year. In 2021, they had retained earnings of around $71 million, but due to that goodwill impairment charge, they now have an accumulated deficit sitting on their balance sheet of around $1 billion. So obviously that's not a good sign to see in the equity section of any company's balance sheet. And on top of that, we can see they issued more shares in the third quarter of 2022 over this time period from the fourth quarter of 2021, increasing their additional paid-in capital from around $630 million to $770 million. So that's obviously going to dilute previous shareholders, because if Etsy is issuing new shares to try to raise capital to finance their business and they're adding more partners to the company, that's going to dilute the previous shareholders and end up decreasing the share price of Etsy stock overall. If I scroll down to page 7 here, we can see their net income for the third quarter of 2022 compared to 2021. As pointed out in the article, Their revenues did increase by about 11 to 12% year over year, from around $530 million to almost $600 million. But that being said, as we could see right here, this goodwill impairment charge really dragged them down in the third quarter of 2022, sitting at around $1 billion, increasing their operating expenses by 366% year over year, from around $295 million to $1.3 billion worth of operating expenses. But obviously, this might be a red flag considering the fact that their previously acquired companies weren't really worth it, and their projected future cash flows are obviously less than their carrying value, which is why this goodwill impairment actually occurred. But this is a one-time impairment charge, so it's not really we can't really use this as a good metric to predict the projection for Etsy's earnings growth in the future, because they're not going to experience a goodwill impairment charge every single quarter. It's just a one-time charge, so it's going to drag Etsy's company down a little bit in the short term, but we'll see how the impact of that happens, over the long term, what the impact of that will be. And then lastly, on their net income line item here, we can see their net income year over year declined from around $89.9 million to a net loss of $963 million. Obviously, again, due to the goodwill impairment charge, which is why we saw that accumulated deficit sitting on their balance sheet. And so now if I go to page 11 right here, we can see their cash flow statement. They're comparing the first 3 quarters of 2022 to 2021. And during that time period, their net cash provided by operating activities has increased from $360 million to $390 million. And they've also repurchased around $275 million worth of stock in the first 3 quarters of 2022. So they are, even though their company hasn't really been doing that well over the last year, they are still making an effort to try their best to return as much value back to shareholders as possible. And on top of that, if the company is repurchasing shares of common stock at this current depressed share price, it could be an indication that management believes that the company is currently undervalued and that it'll increase in value into the future. And so now I want to use this discounted cash flow model to try to figure out the intrinsic value per share for Etsy. Yahoo Finance, interestingly enough, is projecting that Etsy is going to grow at a growth rate of around negative 1.7% per year. So that's obviously not growth, that's a decline. And so obviously with models like this, you really have to be careful with the metrics that you put into them, because if you put garbage metrics in, you're going to get garbage metrics out. But I tend to stick to using Yahoo Finance metrics as opposed to coming up with my own values, because I want these videos to be as unbiased as possible and try to mainly just use information that's made available to the public, and then anyone watching this video can go and do their own due diligence after the fact. But with that being said, obviously Yahoo Finance projecting that Etsy is going to grow at negative 1.7% for the next 5 years, so I kept that the same for the next 5 years after that. They had around $623 million worth of free cash flow in 2021. They currently have a net debt position of about $1.3 billion, and they have 125 million shares outstanding. And so with these metrics in mind, their intrinsic value per share comes out to be around $34 per share, which means that their company is currently overvalued based on these projected growth rates and these current metrics sitting on their balance sheet and their cash flow statement. But if I scroll to the right here, we can see I also did a competitor analysis comparing them to some of their competitors, particularly Amazon and eBay. And we can see that across the board, Etsy is actually very, very competitive from a financial ratio perspective. They have the second highest gross profit margin after eBay, and they have the highest net profit margin and the highest return on assets in comparison to their competition. So it looks like from a financial ratio perspective, Etsy would be the company to buy in comparison to Amazon and eBay. But from an intrinsic value standpoint, it looks like Etsy is not trading below their intrinsic value per share at the moment, mainly because of the fact that their projected growth rates into the future for the next decade are around -1 to -2% based on Yahoo Finance's estimates. But that being said, we saw that their earnings growth year over year was absolutely abysmal, mainly because of the one-time goodwill impairment charge they experienced. And then lastly, their stock price has fallen by over 60% over the last year. Granted, that being said, it has increased from its yearly lows of around $70 per share to what is now around almost $120 per share. So Etsy has been kind of all over the place. They, are very competitive in the industry, but their stock hasn't been doing that well, and their company has not performed as well as it has in the past. So I'll be interested to see where this company goes from here. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of Etsy. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see everyone in the next one.